This is the tragic incident at Karachi Girls School where a 12-year-old girl gave birth to a baby in the school's restroom. The girl was a student of the same school. Why did this video go viral so quickly? We request all parents whose children go to school, whether it's school, university, or college, and all children to watch this video. This video contains a very important lesson and awareness for all of you. This incident is narrated by a teacher present at the school. She says, "As always, I was the first to arrive at the school and headed towards the staff room to remove my burqa. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain in my stomach and realized that I hadn't brought the necessary items. In fact, my special days were about to start, and I had forgotten about it. So, I went to the student restroom, and what I saw shocked me. Seeing my condition, the principal asked what was wrong. She said it seemed like I wasn't feeling well today. I told her in distress what I had seen in the restroom. She was completely shocked. She immediately called one of the school staff and asked her to go to the restroom and bring the girl to the staff room. We all went to the staff room, and the principal instructed the other teachers to look after the other students and ensure that this matter didn't get out. The girls' restroom was also locked. The principal was very scared because this was no ordinary matter. It could become a police case and bring disrepute to the school. The principal said that the girl needed to be taken to the hospital immediately. If she didn't regain consciousness soon, she might die. The doctors took her to the operation theater, and the principal, looking at me intently, said, "This girl is in your class, right? Do you know what the matter is?" I said I didn't know the matter would escalate so much that a few minutes later, the principal received a call from the school. The senior teachers reported that the matter had spread among the students despite efforts to hide it. The girl was in her school uniform, and whatever happened within the school's premises. The principal was very worried that this matter would become a big problem. She told me that we needed to resolve this matter somehow. Reluctantly, I called the girl's family. The girl was an orphan, and only her mother, who worked as a cleaner in the neighborhood, was her guardian. When people gathered at the hospital and the matter became a spectacle, the principal managed to silence the mother with difficulty and threatened her that if she didn't stay quiet, her daughter's reputation would be tarnished even more. The principal tried to put the blame on the girl's mother and returned to the school. But the mother said that her daughter was very virtuous and had never done anything wrong. She said that her daughter had been afraid of going to school for the past few months and would cry when washing and ironing her school uniform, saying that she didn't want to go to school. Heartsuit, heartsuit. The mail is piling up. So I scolded her and sent her to school, explaining that education is very important. "That's why I think so." They start talking nonsense. But I couldn't suspect anyone until Zainab regained consciousness and told me herself. A few moments passed, and my house phone started ringing. My daughters had returned home from school. My mind was preoccupied with Zainab that I in the evening, when my husband returned from the office, I told him the whole story. He was shocked to hear it. He said to me, If that girl was in your class, didn't you notice anything all this time? She wasn't in class and her test results were coming out wrong, and she was getting weaker in her studies. She would sit in class with a lack of interest, and I had noticed this a lot. A few days ago, she also fell ill. If I had known what was troubling her, I would have helped her, and the matter wouldn't have escalated to the point where she was now between life and death. All my work was done. I told my husband to take me to the hospital. I told Zainab to trust me and tell me how all this happened and who did it. But she just kept crying and didn't answer my questions. I didn't press her too much because this matter would cause a lot of disgrace, and the principal wasn't in favor of it either. I had to save my job and also wanted to get justice for Zainab. So I had to take action myself. My husband understood my intention and said, "Living under this name is difficult. The law of the jungle is that you will be called to the police station repeatedly, and this will affect your job and disturb our home." My husband had the typical mindset that I had to take some action. The next morning, I went straight to the principal's office and told her that the Zainab case couldn't be closed so easily. Her mother hadn't filed a police complaint, but she had given birth to an incomplete baby. She was probably 4 or 5 months pregnant. If she had died in this condition, who would have been responsible? Fortunately, she regained consciousness and is better now. But if something like this happens to another child, I sent money for Zainab's treatment myself. Now consider this matter closed. I can't risk Miss Full's reputation because of Zainab, nor can I create trouble for myself. A few days later, she ordered and I went to class with my group. Today, all 7 girls present in the class were waiting for me, and I kept looking at each face repeatedly. If Zainab was in this situation today, tomorrow it could be another child. Everyone said that Zainab's behavior had completely changed in the past few days, but no one knew what the real matter was. Then a girl who used to come and go with Zainab said something that shocked me. She said there was someone educated who could explain computers to her. That's why she kept failing computer tests, and the computer teacher had told her, "Stay after school, and I'll explain the computer to you." That day, she didn't go home with me, and after that day, Zainab's behavior changed, and I thought maybe the teacher was giving her more attention. That's why she became arrogant and didn't care about me anymore. So I stopped talking to her. Saying this, the girl became completely silent, and it felt like my soul left my body, that I couldn't believe that my suspicion about Sir Hamad was correct, that I thought instead of wandering here and there, I would go straight to Sir Hamad and question him. After school, when all the teachers left and I and Sir Hamad reached the classroom, I stopped him. He was about to leave when he turned around, hearing my voice. That I smiled and said that I found out who did all this to Zainab. Hearing this, Sir Hamad was shocked and looked at me in astonishment. He said that if that was the case, you should have filed a police complaint immediately. After he left, I started thinking, if Sir Hamad didn't do this, then who did? I still didn't believe his words. So I went to the watchman and told him to tell me what happened with Zainab in the computer lab 5 months ago. I just took a shot in the dark to find out the truth about Sir Ahmad. But the watchman's facial expression shocked me. He stammered and said he didn't know anything. His behavior showed that he knew something that I firmly said that I was going to inform the police, because now I know the whole truth. Zainab herself told me everything. But the watchman didn't open his mouth, that he just kept saying that he didn't know anything, that we just do our duty. Before I could ask more questions, the principal arrived and angrily said, "Miss Nyla, why don't you understand? This matter is now over. Go home. My Hajj flight is tomorrow, that I am leaving in the morning, so I don't want any new drama." The principal also sent the watchman back, and at her request, I returned home as well. Later in the evening, when I went to meet Zainab, I asked her to tell me what happened in the computer lab. Was it Sir Hamad or the watchman who came to you? Hearing my question, she cried as if I had reopened a wound, and then she told me the truth that shook the ground beneath my feet. She tearfully told me that on that day, Sir Hamad had stopped her at school, but instead, the watchman came and took advantage of the situation by locking her in the computer lab and assaulting her. He threatened her that if she told anyone, he would kill her. She was terrified and remained silent. But when her condition worsened, she told the watchman because he often assaulted her after school. The watchman realized she was pregnant and started giving her a lot of medication to hide his crime. For the past few days, she had severe stomach pain, and 2 days ago, she gave birth to a 5-month-old incomplete baby in the school restroom. The abortion pills had brought her to this state, and she collapsed and lost consciousness there. If I hadn't arrived in time, she might have died. Hearing this, I was devastated, and Zainab's mother was also shocked. Perhaps she didn't know what her daughter was going through. After learning the truth, I immediately investigated the watchman and was surprised to find out that he had left for his village as soon as he left the school because he was afraid of being caught. No one knew which village he was from or where he came from. Zainab's mother asked me not to inform the police or take legal action because she didn't want to risk Zainab's honor any further. Even though I knew about the criminal, I couldn't do anything. The principal had gone for Hajj, and I wondered if such a Hajj would be accepted. If she had wanted, the watchman could have been caught much earlier, but she took no action and was only concerned with saving her reputation. That I urge all parents to pay attention to their children. If you see any changes in them, ask questions and talk to them. Make your children your friends so they can openly share everything with you. In today's world, we cannot leave our children in anyone's care. Therefore, take care of your children yourself and keep an eye on all their matters so that you can be aware of any issues in time. Dear friends, please share this video with others. Share it as much as possible so that every parent and every person can be aware of such issues. because nowadays these things have become common in our society. In schools, colleges, universities, and even in hospitals, our daughters are not safe. Your one share might touch someone's heart and become a source of goodness for us. Don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and become a part of our family. Thank you.